decide who's in this class. It has nothing to do with who your parents are, how cute you are, nothing like that. It has to do with participation. It's an English class. If you don't want to speak English and you don't want to participate, why are you here? Just go, leave, okay? So that's extremely important. Luis Harris, if I do not see your face, I'm going to remove you from the class and you're not going to be able to come back ever. And make sure I can see your face all the time. Okay, people. So in this class, we're going to talk about a very important subject that affects you. And if it doesn't affect you yet, it's going to start affecting you very, very soon. And it's the whole issue of body image. Okay? Body image, beauty standards. So when you hear the word or the phrase, the expression beauty standards, what do you think of? What are beauty standards? Yes, Isabella.
Like in part of girls, I like skinny girls, like beautiful girls, like blonde hair or something like that, long hair.
Yep. Anybody else? What are beauty standards? And do you think beauty standards only apply to girls or do they apply to boys also?
Both.
Both? Christian says both. Okay. Alondra, what were you saying?
Yeah, both.
Both. Okay, so what's your opinion? Do you think beauty standards are important? Is that something that you should pay attention to or is it just ridiculous? What do you think? Talk to me, people. Don't do like this and like this.
Ridiculous.
Diego Lopez says it's ridiculous. Alondra, what do you want to say?
It's ridiculous because the people and folks like, I wanted to be beautiful like that, or I want to be he or she, but it's no indicated that I'm beautiful, I can be beauty standard in my image. But the people look at others people sound like, oh, I wanted to be like you because you are beauty.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Yeah. Okay, so beauty stand, go ahead, Christian.
Teacher, I think it depends because some people want beauty standards for their careers, for example, an artist and a model, and yes, because they need to have a beauty standard to look good in for the people.
Yeah. So what's the danger? What's the danger when we are constantly focusing on beauty standards? Is it dangerous? And if it's dangerous, what's the danger? Who wants to tell me? Why is it dangerous? And particularly to people your age. Yes, Isabella.
Because if you don't get like that beauty that you want, you're gonna start having like depression or something like that.
Yes, Christian?
I think because some beauty standards need to use surgery, and that's so dangerous for the body.
Okay.
And too expensive.
And very expensive. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we're going to watch a very short film, which is super, super interesting. And I want you to pay attention to the following details. 2 questions you need to ask yourself as you watch. The first question is, what are the things that the girl in the movie does to look like her idol? Because she has an idol, and you're going to see that very clearly. What are some of the things that she does to look like her idol? There are about 4 different things that she does. 3. Let's focus on 3. Try to find the 3 things that she does to try to look like her idol. And the second thing, what are the things that she tells herself? What are the things that she tells herself? Now, this is extremely important, okay? Remember the topic is beauty standards. And yes, as Christian mentioned, beauty standards can be important for an artist, but for the rest of us, it's ridiculous. And we're gonna find out exactly why and the effect that this has on kids your age and adults. So let's watch this and pay attention to those 2 things. What are the things that she does to try to look like her idol? And the second question is, what are the things that she tells herself? How does she speak to herself? Okay? Okay. So let's talk about this. Somebody who wants to give me a summary? What was this short movie about? It was really short. It was like 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Who wants to tell me what was this short movie about? Yes, Marcela.
It talks about a girl that wants to be like a model. She has a picture of a model and then she put it in the wall. And she wants to be, she was sitting that she was late and she wants to be like a model. And she started to put the food in the trash,
Wait,
running.
wait. Good. That's perfect, Marcela. Thank you. So just let's focus on the first part that you said. She wanted to be like a model. So my question to you, kids, is why? Why would you want to be like somebody else? Where does that come from? Daniel says he doesn't know.
I don't know, teacher. I
The
the only thing
standards.
that I do is like stay here. I like just existing here.
Yeah. Mm.
I don't know
Or
why they
maybe,
want to
or
change.
maybe opinions of other people.
Uh-huh. Somebody was saying the beauty standards. Who was that?
Me, Marcela.
Stella. Yeah, those beauty standards, horrible beauty standards. So they make us think that we are not good like this. You have to look like somebody else. Why? Why do we want to look? Why do we have to look like somebody else? In order to get what? What's the benefit of looking like somebody else?
Nothing.
Nothing. We know it's nothing. But what do they sell us? What do they tell us is the benefit of looking like somebody else?
Teacher,
Yes, Luis.
I think that a person need have your properly character
Your character. Uh-huh.
and your personality.
Yes, you think that's more important than being beautiful. Is that what you're saying, Luis? That character and personality is more important?
I think that the beautiful I need a beautiful in the end of our bodies.
Okay. Somebody else, Christian?
I think we want to be like those person because we want to change our self-esteem. I think.
Yeah. Because what they let us think is that if we look like somebody else, then people are going to love us. People are going to look at us. People are going to want to follow us on Instagram. People are going to want to imitate us. We're going to be popular. And then that's one of the reasons why a lot of people do all these things, because they want to be popular. They want to be followed on Instagram. They want people to like them. And so they think that as they are, they're not good enough. Okay, so question number one was, what are some of the things that she does to try to look like her idol, like the girl in the picture? What are some of the things?
Made a diet
She
plan.
exercise.
One person at a time, people. This is Zoom. This is not a classroom. Okay, so Daniel, you were going to speak. That Daniel, Isabella, Sean, go.
She was doing exercise.
Okay, she was exercising. Isabella, another thing that she did.
Throw food in the trash can.
Throw her food in the trash. Sean, what else?
And she made a diet plan.
She made a diet.
Uh,
One more person. What else did she do?
She imagined it faces of the idol.
Okay, yeah. And what's the most dangerous thing that she did? Alondra, tell me, what was the most dangerous thing? No? Denise?
I think that she was trying to lose weight to look like him.
Yes.
She.
So she did some things. Okay, we said that she started a diet plan. She threw away her food. She started exercising. What else did she do? Something very dangerous. Alondra, tell me.
It's like put your 2 fingers in your mouth and
Vomit.
yeah, like that.
She started vomiting. So she would put her toothbrush like, oh, what? So all the food would come back out and she wouldn't get fat. Yeah. Okay. Now, there were some very horrible things that she was saying to herself because all of this attitude is accompanied by the thoughts. What were some of the thoughts she was having about herself? Nicole.
No.
Yes, Nicole, you.
I only know 2. Fat, not enough, and that's all I remember.
Not enough. What else? What do you think? Maybe we didn't see it, but what do you think were other things she was saying to herself?
That's like models that she put in the wall.
Mm-hmm. So she was probably telling herself fat, not enough, ugly, nobody likes me, all these horrible things because she wanted to look like the model that she pasted on the wall. Okay, so listen to my question carefully. What would happen if every single girl and boy loved themselves exactly as they are? What would happen in the world? What do you think would change?
That there wouldn't be that high percentage of suicide.
There would probably not be a high percentage of suicide. Okay, what else would happen? What else would change?
The people would feel say would feel safer with themselves.
Yes, people would feel.
They would not despise.
They would not what?
Despise.
They would not despise or hate. Hate, yeah. What else? What else would change in this world if everybody just loved themselves the way they are? Yes, Alondra.
The people can change their mind and what they say for others. I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, think specifically of certain industries, certain companies or businesses. Which businesses or industries or companies do you think would completely disappear if everybody loved themselves exactly as they are?
Makeup companies?
Makeup companies. Mm-hmm. What else?
Acting and modeling companies.
Acting and.
Models company.
What were you saying, Denise? I didn't hear you.
Model companies.
Model company. What else? Industries that would completely disappear from the face of the earth if everybody just looked in the mirror and were like, whoa, I love this. I don't need to change it. Who has another one?
Surgeries.
Yes.
A teacher.
Yes, Luis.
The people hear more. Love her more.
Okay, I'm not understanding that. Love what?
The people love her more.
People would love themselves more? Yes, true. And a lot of psychologists would also have no jobs. Because if people love themselves a lot just as they are, there would not be so many different psychological issues. Okay, so I want us to turn this towards boys because this picture was about some girls. And we know that this affects girls a lot, but it also affects boys. So I want some of you boys to tell me, how do the beauty standards affect you? And is it very different from the way in which it affects girls?
The beauty standards that affect boys. What do you say?
Yes.
The muscles.
Muscles. And what
the beard.
The beard, yeah, the full beard, yeah.
The eyes, like have like rude
rude eyes?
Yeah, like that. Sometimes tattoos. Tattoos, sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, another boy. What are some of the things that boys do when they're affected by these beauty standards? Tomas Carvajal, you're very quiet. I don't like that. Talk to me.
I don't know.
Okay, that's very Tomas Carvajal. What about the rest of you? What are some of the things that you think boys do because they're affected by beauty standards?
Like good haircut. A good haircut.
Remember, remember we said some of the things the girl in the video did was that she started watching her diet, she started exercising, she started vomiting her food. So what are some of the things that boys would do to try to live up to the beauty standards? Give me a second, because give me a second. Some people are missing and I'm gonna be texting to find out why. Because if you keep missing, you can't be here. Just a second. Okay, yes. Who was talking? What are some of the things that boys do to try to, yes, Christian?
Go to the gym to make some exercise like lifting weights or run like this, like that, to make your body, change your body in general.
Yep. Something, Danielle, you were saying something about a good haircut. What were you talking about? Okay, who else was talking?
I think height, like forget that. Height, like tall.
Right. Have to be tall. Okay.
Don't cut his hair. Eat his hair.
Don't cut their hair. Okay, so when boys have height as a beauty standard, like you have to be tall, what do they do sometimes to try to get tall?
Jumping.
I didn't hear you, Tomas.
Play basketball.
Yes, because
Or volleyball.
there is a myth that if you play basketball, you're gonna get tall. Now, people, is that really true? Think about it. Is it true? I'm short, I play basketball, I get tall. Is that true?
I think any sport would make you taller.
I don't think so.
Tomas, your volume is really, really low.
It's like a meat.
Tomas,
I think, no, can you hear me?
what?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I think any sport can make you taller.
Sports can make you taller?
Any.
I think they make you stronger. Okay, they can make you stronger. But your height is determined by genetics mostly. Okay, by genetics. So, I mean, if you're short, you can jump all you want. It's not gonna have that much of an effect, but it will make you stronger and probably healthier. Okay, Diego, what were you trying to say?
Sports don't make you taller.
They don't. Sadly, they don't. Okay, but they do make you stronger and probably healthier, but not taller. So a lot of times we find people getting into basketball because basketball players are tall, but they're not tall because they played basketball. They're tall because they're tall people. And that's okay. You don't have to be tall. If you're short, that's good. Just love your little shortness. If you're tall, wonderful. Love your tallness. Good. So is there any other way in which beauty standard affects boys? Because we talked about muscles. We talked about the full beard, height. Can you think of any other way beauty standards affect boys?
Six pack.
The six pack. Woo! Yes. The famous six pack. Yes. And What are some things that you think boys do to get that famous six-pack?
Abdominals.
Abdominals, what else? Come on, what else do boys do to get the
They do also Russian twist for the oblique abdominals here.
You seem to know a lot about this, Daniel.
Well, I was doing exercise the last year.
Ah, okay. So tell me something. If a boy doesn't have a
Teacher, drinking
drinking alcohol. Luis Harris is so random. He starts something and then never finishes. What are you saying? Okay. So do you think as boys that if you don't have a six-pack, you're not tall, you don't have this great haircut, and what's the other thing you mentioned? You aren't able to get like a full beard. Do you think it means that you're not going to be successful in life or something like that? No, that's not what it means. So then why do we continue to allow beauty standards to exist? Because it exists because of us. If everybody said no, they would just have to go away. Why do we continue to make them exist? Okay. At your age, you guys are what, like 12 to 15, more or less? Anybody older than 15 here? No? Anybody younger than 12? No? So you're between 12 and 15, right? Do you think that at your age it's very dangerous to be constantly listening to all these messages about beauty standards? Do you think it affects you more at your age, or it affects women who are older? Men who are older? What do you think?
I think that in this age is like dangerous because in the video, I don't know that the men do, but in the video the girl was throwing to the trash the food, and that's like a little bit dangerous because you are not very, you have not nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
You are getting like weak, like you are not eating.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't have enough nutrients in your body, you can get sick, and you can also not be able to study. You can't learn stuff because your brain isn't being nurtured. That's true. Okay, so do you think it only affects people your age, or does it also affect older people like my age?
I think that affects old people because sometimes it's like I look like, for example, Beyonce. I wanted to be like Beyonce. It's like for the people that have for your age or others people's. I think it's all of the world that affect that.
Mm-hmm. So you think everybody at every age is going to be affected by beauty standards? Yes. How many?
Okay.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
It depends like what people is, because sometimes people's for example, in my case, I think I was so beautiful. I don't want it to change my skin or my body. It's sometimes the people think like me or like everyone in here. It's like that. I think so.
Yeah. So have you ever heard adults talking negatively about their body? You say no, I say yes. Adult women and adult men are always complaining about their bodies. When do you think this started? When they were adults or when they were kids?
When they were kids.
You've never heard an adult woman say, ay, qué gorda estoy, ay, me estoy poniendo gorda. You've never heard that. all the time, on TV, in public, in the supermarket, everywhere. Okay? So it started when they were kids, when they were your age or younger. So it's just like a bad habit that never goes away. Now let's talk about toys. Are there certain toys that we give our kids, that you received as kids, that can negatively affect your ideas about your own image? Do you think there are certain toys that kids play with that can have a negative effect?
Barbies, because all the Barbies are equal.
Yes. Barbies. And Barbies have existed since I was a little girl. They have been around for a long, long time. And there are studies that show that when the Barbies came into the market, a lot of women started feeling inadequate. And you know what? Sometimes people think that the best compliment they can give you is, "Ay, pareces Barbie." And you're like, "Oh, parezco Barbie." What? That's ridiculous. You don't have to look like a Barbie. You have to look like yourself. So there is a lot going on in society that is making men and women throughout their lives feel like they're not enough. They feel fat, they feel ugly because they don't look like a doll, una muñeca, a Barbie. So do you think then that it's dangerous to give kids toys like superheroes and like Barbies to play with? Yes, Christian.
I think yes, because some little girls wants to be like Barbies when they are older, and depend of the fathers if they take her when they are playing Barbies, because some girls start to talking to Barbies, and that's scary. That's dangerous.
It's scary when they talk to the Barbies. Okay, what else? What else do you think? Why is it so dangerous? Do you think it's dangerous to give little girls Barbies and give little boys like action figures? And why is it dangerous?
I think that it doesn't is dangerous. It depends on the kid, because the kid would be okay. I want a Barbie to play. My little sister had Barbies and she liked it, and she doesn't. It doesn't mean that she wants to be like the Barbie. But if she has friends that say you need to be like a Barbie, she could start feeling bad because she wants to be as a Barbie.
Yeah,
I think that it depends on or in the cell phones, if she has a Instagram account or a TikTok account, and then the TikTok or the Instagram say that she needs to be like a Barbie, she would feel sad or depressed.
yeah, yeah. Yes, Isabella.
I have like an example, like I have my little cousin and I always like to remember her that she's beautiful. And I like to play Barbies with her, but she knows that she's beautiful, so.
Yeah, it depends on how you play with it. And also I think it's very important that if you're gonna have Barbies, you have two options. Either you get Barbies of all the different races, or you get Barbies that look like you. Because it's very dangerous when we have little girls forced to play with a Barbie that doesn't look like them. And when you're a little girl, your Barbie is your daughter, or your dolls, your muñequitas, those are your kids. And it's kind of weird when we force little girls to have little dolls of a completely different race that's not theirs. So you can either have your race or all different races, because that's what life is. Instead of just having one kind of Barbie that looks like this particular thing that doesn't look like you, and then you spend your entire life trying to look like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to look like the blonde Barbie. We don't. We need to look like ourselves and be happy with what we look like. If you look like Barbie, good for you. And if you don't, perfect. You're still a wonderful person. So how does this affect boys? Let's talk about the action figures and boys.
Well, teacher,
You're silent.
I don't think that there's someone that wants to be like. Well, from the action figures, I don't think that there's someone that want to be like Iron Man. You don't have the.
Are you sure, Daniel? Are you sure that there's some little boy out there that thinks he's like Iron Man and dreams about being like Iron Man or like Captain America or what's the name of the other dude? Thor.
I don't know.
What about the rest of
But
you?
I think that the people want to be like an example like Arnold. You know.
Schwarzenegger?
Yes, that he was like that, like muscles like this, and the people want to be like that, like a culturist, want to have muscles, the men.
Weightlifter.
Yes, they want to be like that, or like the fighters of WWE.
Wrestling. Okay.
Yes, the people want to be like that.
Okay, so they don't want to be Captain America. They want to be like the strong weightlifters. Is that what you're saying? But that's still dangerous. It's still dangerous, right? Do you think it's different, or is it still dangerous that I want to look like what Arnold Schwarzenegger used to look like when he was young? Is that dangerous?
Teacher.
Yes.
I think that the person would be like wait a moment.
Okay, so we're talking about beauty standards and how they affect us. And the important thing, people, is that beauty standards don't only affect you when you're a kid. It starts when you're a kid, but it goes all the way up into adulthood. Okay, because for instance, as you know, I'm a psychotherapist and I give therapy to a lot of people. And when they come into my office, they're not 11 and 12 years old. Sometimes they're 30, 40, 50, and they hate themselves. And this did not start when they were 30 or 40. It started when they were 5 or 6. And somebody told them they had to look like Barbie. I had a little girl who was 7 years old, and she was not eating. She stopped eating. And her mom took her to all kinds of doctors, and she just did not eat. And when she came to me, I got to talking to the little girl, and she told me that she stopped eating because her mom told her she's too fat, and when it was time for her quinceañera, that nobody was going to want to make a dress for her because she was too fat. And she was only 7 years old. Okay, and her mom told her, why can't you be more like a Barbie? 7. So these problems that people have when they're adults did not start when they were adults. They started when they were little kids. Okay, so let's talk about parties. When little girls have parties, what are usually the themes of their parties? What are the popular party themes for little girls?
Princess.
Princess.
Party. And the heroes parties for the boys.
And the superhero parties for boys. So do you think that's dangerous? But wait, Princess and Barbies. There's always a Barbie party going on somewhere. Do you think that's dangerous? Think about it. Don't just tell me, no, it's okay. Think. Is it dangerous, and why is it dangerous?
Because they want to be that with like something that it doesn't really exist.
Yes, that's one danger. What else? Yes, Christian.
Teacher, in my case, it doesn't affect me because I had a lot of superhero parties and I'm okay. I don't want to be those characters.
You don't want to be muscular and strong?
No, I had a lot of superhero parties because my mom, but I'm okay.
You're okay? Good.
Mm-hmm.
What about the rest? What do you think? Yes, Daniel.
Teacher, on my party when I was like 7 years old, I only watched Adventure Time.
Okay.
No superhero.
No superheroes. Okay, the rest of you who have not spoken in class, remember you get a grade for talking. What do you think about these Barbie Princesita parties? Are they okay? Should people keep doing them? Who is this person who's not here? I'm gonna remove this person because I don't know who this is. Okay, what do you think?
Oh, teacher, I think it depends, like, because sometimes the girls of the parties or the boys want to be the princess party or the hero party. I want to be that, oh, she or he think that if I have 7 years old, I wanted to be like a Barbie or hero. But sometimes the people think that I want it, but it's years or years and more years and change he or she opinion. Like, yeah, I'm like a girl, I'm shy, I think that, but I'm adult. I'm thinks other things and I wanted to be a job or other things that it's in her mind.
So you say that as we get older and as we get more mature, those ideas are lost? Okay, not all the time. A lot of times, yes, but not always. Yeah, that's true.
The people who not feel good themselves can do things dangerous to please others.
Yeah, that's true. He's saying that the people who don't feel good about themselves can do dangerous things to hurt others. That's absolutely true. Okay, so what are some of the things that you can do as a teenager to continue to love yourself in spite of beauty standards? And everybody's going to answer this. We're going to end with this. Each one of you is going to tell me what's one thing that you can do as a teenager to focus on loving yourself, even though there are some ridiculous beauty standards out there and some influencers trying to force you to look like them. So we're going to start with Daniel. The first row on my screen is Daniel, Alondra, and Marcela. Let's go, Daniel. One thing that you can do.
Well, in myself, I don't take care about what the people say about me. I don't pay attention in what are they saying.
Okay. So that's your strategy, to just ignore everybody? Good.
Yes.
Alondra?
I think it's accept myself as I am and not want to change like other people's or my idol, because the only idol that we can be in the world is God, nor people. So I think I'm not paying attention of that because I think it was so ridiculous. So I think it's accept myself and no one to change like other people's.
Okay, great. Stella?
I would say that I don't want to change myself. To me, I'm perfect, and to God, I'm perfect. So I need to accept myself. And if I'm in social media and they look the Kardashians, and I don't want to be a Kardashian. They are a very horrible person. They have a very good figure, but they are terrible persons in their hearts. So I think that I don't want to pay attention to that, and I'm perfect, and it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so the people coming up next are Nicole, Denise, Isabella, and Sean Foster. And you know, it's okay to admire these people. It's okay to admire them, but there's a problem when you're trying to be like them. Okay, there are a lot of people that you can admire, actors, singers, whatever's, and that's okay. But that does not mean you have to try to walk like them, talk like them, comb your hair like them, act like them, get their body. That's where the problem begins. Okay, let's go, Nicole Liu. What are you gonna do to keep loving yourself in spite of beauty standards?
Pay attention. Don't pay attention to those stuff.
Don't pay attention to any of that. Denise?
I let myself like I am and pay attention to the bad things that the person says.
Okay, Isabella?
I actually don't take care, but I like to look at the mirror and say, "Damn, girl."
That works. It works. John?
I will just try to be a good person and not try to have a good body. And focus on that.
Yeah. But what is a good body? A good body is a body that's keeping you alive. It doesn't have to have a certain shape or a certain, no, I mean, you're alive, you have a good body, it's working, you know? All the other stuff, that's just extra. A good body is a body that works. Okay, so coming up next on my screen are Tomas, Christian, Luis, and Diego. What are the things that you're gonna do to not fall victim of the ridiculous beauty standards?
Watch anime.
Okay, that should work. Christian?
Okay, teacher. In my case, my parents talk to me when I low my sim, and also I listen a music called Wannabe. Have a meaningful lyrics, and that's helped me. That's helping, and yes, and
Yeah.
also I don't care about those influencers or models. I don't care about that because I'm paying attention about my future as my career, my professional. That.
Good.
So, yes.
Very good. So who did I say was next? Because my screen just changed up. Luis, were you next? Go ahead.
Don't pay attention the person that make bad things, and don't copy these things because a person's is bad.
Okay. Diego?
Feel that you're handsome and that you have swag and you're drippy.
Okay, that works. Okay, then I have Casey, Daniela, and Emily. Those are the last three. What are the things that you're gonna be doing? You know, some of you mentioned some really important stuff, like some of you saying that the stuff that you tell yourself when you look in the mirror, that's extremely important, the way you speak to yourself. And Marcela said something interesting, which is that she tells herself she's perfect, and that's true because you're perfectly you. You don't have to be perfect like somebody else. You're supposed to be perfect like you are, and there's only one you. So there's no comparison with anybody else. Okay, Casey, Daniela, and then Emily.
Myself.
You just talk to yourself. Okay. Daniela?
I have in mind that also the skinny people have insecurities.
Yeah. Because there's no, I mean, you can be skinny, fat, or whatever. Who cares? Just be yourself and be happy. Because we have this idea that if we're skinny, we're happy, and if we're fat, we're not happy. That's not true. You're happy because there's good things on the inside and in your heart. It has nothing to do with being fat or skinny. Okay, Emily, you're last.
I think that in not paying attention to what other people say and being happy as God brought us to the world.
Perfect. Okay, people, so that was today's class. Remember, the things that you tell yourself in here are very important. So make sure that when you talk to yourself, you're always saying things, loving things, as if you're talking to the person that you love the most. Always talk to yourself with nice, sweet, loving words. Okay, so any questions about any assignments? No questions? Everybody's good?
Teacher, I have one question about the assignment of this week of oral skills.
I don't
We
know.
need to recording 60 minutes audio.
Does it say 60 minutes?
Yes.
I'm gonna go change that. It's 1 minute. It's a
Okay.
second, sorry. So thank you for telling me. I'm gonna go change that. 60 minutes? No, no. Any other questions? No? Okay, so remember that's 60 seconds. Don't be sending me no 1 hour talking. 60 seconds. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.